Yo, welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Great League Remix and let's try out a team here. We're going to be trying out the team with Shadow Quagsire paired with the Shadow Charizard and the Guzzlord in the back. So they switch out into their Goodra. We're going to switch into our Guzzlord here. This Guzzlord will be able to match the dragon attacks. So we're going to be able to apply fast move pressure, but you can see the Goodra is quite tanky as well. In fact, they are able to get to another move. So right here, we're just going to decide to let this go because we are not going to be able to farm them down. And we didn't want to use the shield right there, so we decided to just allow them to keep alignment. But we get a little bit of extra energy headed towards this matchup. It is a good sign they bring back in their own Shadow Swampert versus our Quagsire because they did switch out of this situation. We do go for the Aqua Tail, so it does apply neutral damage right there. They are going to be able to throw their own Hydro Cannon. Barely doesn't take out our Quagsire, so we're going to be able to apply another Aqua Tail pressure. So they decided to end up shielding that, so we're going to have to go into our Charizard. We have to shield this no matter what. Let's see if they decide to stay in. They are staying in, so it is indicating this Shadow Charizard might have a chance to be their backline. And yes, indeed, that is the case because Registeel is lurking in the back. We will be able to get to 2 Blast Burns. Huge Blast Burn going through. Nope, they decided to shield it. But you can see right here, we're going to be able to get to another Blast Burn, no problem. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game with Shadow Charizard in the back. Just gaining a ton of energy and taking out the Registeel basically and the and their Swampert. All right, next game, let's see what we find. We got the Shadow Quagsire versus the Decidueye. This is a horrible matchup here. We definitely don't want to stay in. We're going to switch into our Guzzlord. Let's see what they have lurking in the back. Okay, ends up being the Registeel. We can apply some damage. This is going to be a crunch that goes through. We do get the debuff, which is a good situation for us because we potentially could take them out with our own crunch here. They go for the Zap Cannon looking for the debuff. They don't get the debuff, unfortunately, so we are going to be able to apply pressure here. Another crunch goes through, another debuff, and we're looking for a farm down. So no farm down even with the debuffs. We're going to have to shield to even have a chance to win this here. So we do get them to lose switch, but they come back in with their, what is this, Typhlosion? Typhlosion does have to shield our Dragon Claw as it is going to be able to apply some good damage. And then they come back in with their Decidueye. This Decidueye here has to shield or take a big crunch. They decide to just shield it up. And then we have a decision here. We're going to let this go or we're going to shield it. We decide to let it go because if it is a Brave Bird, we are going to have a chance to take them out with our backline. We know that we still have a shield, so they are debuffed. This Aqua Tail is enough to take it out because of the debuff and because it's quite low already. Here we have a decision to make. Are we going to shield here or we're going to let this go? We decide to shield, ends up only being the Thunder Punch, but you can see right here they did not have enough energy to throw a big move, and we are going to be able to take them out with our own Aqua Tail eventually. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game with combination of the Charizard and the Quagsire. Shadow Charizard able to come in clutch in some of these situations right now. Here we have Shadow Quagsire versus the Poliwrath. This is not a great matchup for our team. As you can see, Quagsire here is going to struggle to apply any damage. We go for the Aqua Tail here. They decide to let it go. Then we're going to switch into our Guzzlord, hoping to catch a Scold. Let's see if they end up throwing the Scold. No Scold, ends up being the Icy Wind. Icy Wind here, super effective towards this Guzzlord. However, we are able to at least get to a Dragon Claw. This Dragon Claw here does get a shield from our opponent. So it is a good sign for us that we are able to apply a little bit of pressure. They end up shielding that, so we know that they probably don't want to see that Dragon type. So we're going to come back in with our Quagsire here, throw Aqua Tail. We know this is resisted, unfortunately. However, they also shield this up. So they're trying to either farm down or try to get the shield from us. We allow them to go for that Icy Wind, take us out. Looking for the farm now with the Charizard, 2-shield Charizard. Can they clutch up for us again? We know that this Crocalor here is going to be able to get to a move before we can take them out. So we're just going to allow them to throw this move here. We go for the Blast Burn, get it in farm down range. We need a opportunity to avoid the debuff. Unfortunately, they do get the debuff, and that's going to put us in a bad situation. Tentacruel here, we go for the Blast Burn. How much damage does this Blast Burn do? Like 45% damage right there, and unfortunately unable to survive the last little fast move right there. So GG's to opponent. It would have been close, but I think we would have been a little bit short. It looks like it wasn't able to do roughly 50%. I don't know. We'll see. All right, here we got a great matchup here. We got the Shadow Magnezone versus our Quagsire. They switch out into their Whimsicott. We have the Shadow Charizard for this matchup right here. We're going to shield here just in case it is a flying move. We don't want this low enough. So we decide to just one shield, farm up a ton of energy. We're going to throw this Dragon Claw right before they get to their next move here. And then we're going to have a ton of energy to throw at this potential Magnezone. We're going to go for the Dragon Claw bait right here. So we get the shield back anyways. And then it looks like we're going to be able to get to another move. This Blast Burn here is going to KO, or it's going to get this last shield. Let's see what they end up doing. They decided double shield. Okay. And then we're going to come back in with our Quagsire. This Quagsire here can tank a Wild Charge, so we're going to let this one go. And then they switch into their Glider. Okay, so Glider here is going to have to tank a Aqua Tail. Does some pretty good damage because of the Shadow Glider. And then we're going to switch into our own Guzzlord. Guzzlord is looking for the farm down at this point. They end up going for the Dig. Does some good damage, but it doesn't quite KO. So we are able to farm it, and then we're going to be able to apply some pressure here. We decided to let this go because they have to use some energy to take us out, and just like that, we are able to get to our own Aqua Tail, and this is going to be enough to take out this Magnezone. So GG's to our opponent. They're able to win that game with the Shadow Quagsire at the end. So let's see if we can end off on a good win here. We have a decent feeling on the team. The Shadow Charizard, 2 shields is usually pretty decent for us. Okay, we have the Dragalge to deal with. They decided to switch out into their Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz here is going to struggle against this Guzzlord. The Guzzlord is able to tank the Aero Aces quite well, and also we're not really tanking a lot of fast move pressure. So we're going to apply the Dragon Claw damage, and we already get them into the yellow while we're still in the green. So you can see the difference right now. They actually have a Shadow Ball secondary move, so that's a very interesting move that they have right there. Both of them are resisted, but nice little surprise factor if they get the right situation. Here we're going to tank the next Aero Ace, and at this point we got to look for the farm down. So we do get the farm down, that's fantastic, and we have energy to throw. Oh no, the 1 frame lag wasted all that energy for us. Let's see if it ends up biting us in the butt here. So we're going to have to use this Charizard to apply a little bit of pressure. We get a shield from our opponent. We're going to switch right back into our Quagsire. This Quagsire here has to shield this Aqua Tail in order to get to a move. We're going to throw the Stone Edge right here, anticipating they want to save the shield for that Scrafty, but unfortunately they end up using the shield versus this Dragalge. They're going to apply another Aqua Tail pressure. We're going to go for another Stone Edge here. This Stone Edge will be able to take out this Dragalge, but the question is, do we leave them with a lot of farm that they're going to be able to win this game here? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they're going to be able to farm us down, come out with some energy, and then they're going to be able to throw that energy right back at that Charizard. So the energy did matter when we lost all that energy with our Guzzlord, unfortunately. So GG's to our opponent, unable to win that game. But you know what? It was close. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.